Bun Choi tests the skills of a chef and his patience. It has a long cooking time, requiring a range of techniques. The aromatics used are fried first to enhance their natural flavors. Only then are they added to the remaining ingredients. Bun Choi also has layers of meat, like pig's trotters, which are braised in soy sauce and belly cooked with nam yu, the red fermented tofu cubes. The last step for the day is steaming. Then leave the ingredients aside for the next 12 hours. The order will be picked up at 11 in the morning. The dish has to be eaten hot. But with 6 basins to complete, the pressure is on. The layering begins. At the base are steamed cabbages and radishes. They'll be soaking up juices from the top layers. Over these go the meats. The items steamed the day before are poached in a braising liquid. The luxury items crown the dish. Then steam again. The finish is a thick sauce made with the braising liquid. It's the first day of trading for Ash's pop-up booth at the bazaar. This will be the first time Shafiq's new brand makes its presence as a pop-up. New on the menu is chicken nuggets. A queue forms. But it's for the booth next door. Lion dancers reawaken businesses as they return after their short break. Troops go around to bless them with good luck. Many visit neighborhood F&B outlets. Food plays a strong symbolism in this art form. This troupe uses live crabs with menacing pincers. They represent the evils of the world which the lions will defeat, bringing harmony and prosperity for the year ahead. But little do we know, the year of the rat has other plans.
I had a short break and then I went for a short holiday. Yeah, and then COVID-19 happened.
And people got scared, crowded places cannot go, all these things when they really don't want to go.
Yeah, of course there's impact of this virus. No, I don't think so only in my line, I think in almost every line there's more or less impact.
How badly will the hawkers be affected as the year unfolds? Their stories continue in the belly of a nation.
Prayut Chan-o-cha to step down.
We will be seeing sporadic protests flare up from time and time again.
Key developments.
37th ASEAN Summit.
Live events. Analysis and perspectives.
We will really be seeing vaccines soon.
Imports, which were expected to grow slightly, contracted 2.1%.
News that matters. Asia Now, daily. On CNA.
When disaster strikes in Asia, Singapore is the first port of call.
Literally, the second I turned around, I saw a wall of yellow and orange.
There was an emergency exit, but it was engulfed in flames. I turned back to look for Alan, and he was terribly burnt.
It was one of the worst earthquakes in Nepal in nearly 100 years.
Doctors who have gone beyond the call of duty.
Our team have never faced a disaster of such a magnitude before.
We had to act fast. We had to act decisively.
Are you in or not? You need to answer me now.
To to save lives that hang in the balance.
We could not rely on conventional methods and had to be creative.
I got a call to come back to the hospital, which made my heart stop.
Into the Unknown, Doctors on Call, premiering 2nd of May, Sunday on CNA.
5 athletes at the top of their game, training hard for the pinnacle event of their sports. But COVID-19 had other ideas.
In news just in, the Tokyo Olympics are to be postponed.
I was a little bit annoyed because that really messed up a lot of plans.
Everyone was uncertain.
We were actually relieved.
I was a little bit upset and frustrated.
Push. But preparations for the Olympics and the Paralympics carried on.
Working a lot with my coach, fixing a few technical errors here and there.
Trainings and competitions are going on in Europe, waiting to get back to Portugal.
Well done. 5-4-5.
Oh,
yay.
baby.
Well done, buddy.
Every time we take a break, we technically have to restart.
Gunning for the Olympics and the Paralympics. Watch Tokyo Dreams on demand at cna.asia.
This is Asia Now.
It's 2 p.m. in Singapore and Hong Kong, 11:30 in New Delhi, and 1 o'clock in Jakarta. I'm Angela Lim. At this hour, South Korea and China slammed Japan's decision to release treated contaminated water from the Fukushima nuclear plant into the sea. Hong Kong rolling out incentives to encourage more residents to get their jabs as it pegs vaccination to a possible travel bubble with Singapore soon. And India clears Russia's Sputnik V vaccine for emergency use as it battles a growing COVID-19 crisis. It's logged the world's highest daily infection tally once again. South Korea and China have hit out at Japan's decision to release water from its Fukushima nuclear plant into the sea. Seoul says the move is unacceptable, while Beijing says it's extremely irresponsible. Tokyo will release the treated radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean in 2 years. It says the move is in line with international practices. Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga has told ministers it is the best and most realistic option, and it's unavoidable in order to achieve Fukushima's recovery.
基準をはるかに上回る安全性を確保し、政府を挙げて風評対策を徹底することを前提に海洋放出が現実的と判断し、基本方針を取りまとめました。
Now, Michio Ishida is live in Okuma town in Fukushima. Now, Michio, Japan's neighbors are clearly very unhappy with the decision, but it appears people at home are not that happy as well.
Well, reactions here in Japan are mixed. We've been hearing the head of the National Fishery Unions really unhappy, stating that wastewater should not be released out into the sea. However, there are fishermen who are not totally opposed to the release of wastewater, stating that what's important is that the government explains with scientific evidence. Now, I'm here in Okuma. This is where the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant lies. I'm 10 kilometers from the nuclear plant, and there are residents living in this area now. They've had to evacuate for around 2 years or some even more because of the high level of radiation in this area. But talking to the people here, they're not necessarily against the release of wastewater into the sea. And what they tell me is that they believe that tritium is not risky. Tritium, tainted, for instance, with, water with tritium, if you drink that, it will be excreted out of the body. So it's not necessarily dangerous. And also, the Japanese government has set a standard of diluting tritium to 1/40th of the national standard, and 1/7 of the WHO, World Health Organization's drinking water standard.
Now, Michio, the decision comes a whole decade after the Fukushima nuclear disaster. What caused the holdup, and why has it taken so long for this plan to be approved?